30 days. The 30-day notice, consistent with the contract, the way the contract has been written for the attorney, and we on oversight.
Support.
Madam Clerk,
You have, what are we voting on, Madam Clerk?
Are you amending?
Where can you read the full resolution?
Whereas in October 2017, the city of Benton Harbor approved the awarding of a solid waste contract with Recycle Industrial Sanitation, and whereas section 9.3 of the executed agreement allows for the contract to be terminated by the city within, or with a 60-day written notice if the services are not provided according to the performance standard identified in the agreement, and whereas the agreement also allows for the termination of the agreement if the contractor has failed to cure any such identified deficiency within 30 days after written notice, and whereas at the Public Safety and Recreation Committee, the performance of the contractor was discussed, and whereas moreover, there have been several correspondences with the contractor related to breaches in the agreement, and whereas as a result, it was the consensus of the committee that a termination notification be sent to the contractor in accordance with the agreement. Therefore be it resolved that Mayor Muhammad and the Benton Harbor City Commission approve the city manager submitting to Recycle Industrial Sanitation a 30-day notification to cure deficiencies consistent with the executed solid waste agreement. That was the amended wording.
I think Commissioner Seat, that's what his motion
That's
is.
the amendment.
That's what he wants to
Yes,
submit
ma'am.
as the,
That's the amendment. Make a motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Support.
okay.
Discussion.
Now get an understanding before I,
Discussion.
okay, we leaving in the termination notice?
No.
No, ma'am, you,
Okay,
What-
so it's the 30-day notice, to cure, and then,
that's it. That's what the notification to
Oh,
recycle.
okay, go ahead.
uh,
So I want some clear, so here with the paragraph 2 and 3, whereas section 9.3 of the executed agreement allows for the contract to be terminated by the city with a 60-day written notice if the services are not being provided according to the performance standards identified in the agreement. Whereas the agreement also allows for the termination of the agreement if the contractor has failed to cure any such identified deficiencies within 30 days after written notice. Now, before I can support, if they fail after 30 days to cure the deficiencies, what is the end game?
RFP.
Yeah.
Then,
What's the, because we can't just say we're gonna give you another 30 days
Go for termination.
to, so is it a 60-day termination notice? I mean, so the city attorney, because I do agree with the pro temp, there has to be a process to solicit another bid, or the emergency, the city manager could declare an emergency and hire a contractor to pick up. So I think that we need to look at scenarios, because I don't want to be at 30 days and we wondering what we're going to do.
We know what to do if they don't perform, Mayor. If they don't perform, we automatically go out for an RFP. We have 60 days to
But
get an RFP.
Right, but
to
I
get a new
cannot
contract.
thumb my nose at what the pro temp said, that now we got a bigger problem. If so, the process of notifying them and transitioning has to be clear.
We have 60 days. Usually that's what we RFP out, for 30 to 60 days. We'll have a new contractor.
Commissioner Harrelson.
So we gotta keep telling the citizens to be patient The problem is now they've already ran out of patience.
No,
So now we got 30 more days to tell them to be patient, and then 60 more after that. So what are we saying?
Just 30.
Just 30 days? Clear, Terry.
Yeah, I mean, because if it's, are we saying 30 days, or are we saying 90 days? Because if it's, Commissioner Singleton,
You gotta, maybe attorney can, how about you amend it the way it says, when you do this 60 days, but before it's executed, you come back to the commission.
That's good now. One time.
Hey, you know, put your 30 days in your 60 days.
You just try, that's what you wanna do.
so after 30 days, if they have not cured,
Clock still running.
then we put out for RFP.
Yeah, that's,
If,
That's all I need to know.
that's 90 days.
That's-
it's not,
That's 60 days.
but it's 30, if we do 30-day notice, then we come back and give them a 60-day notice.
We don't have to do that. It says here, whereas the agreement also allows for the termination of the agreement if the contractor has failed to cure any such identified deficiency within 30 days
So how y'all?
after written notice. So we give them 30 days,
No, Your Honor. I believe the contract requires, if you want to give them a period to cure, that's the 30-day period.
okay?
If they fail to cure after that 30 days, then you have to give them their 60-day notice
Terminated.
of termination.
So termination notice, whether 30 or not, is 60 days.
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
So the amendment is to stave off
a 60 days.
a 60-day termination notice. So the amendment is to try and give them a chance
30 days, going after that.
to correct the problem.
That's what I understand the intent of the current motion to be for, yes, Your Honor. Which will have to then this commission will have to decide whether or not they've cured. And if they haven't cured, Your Honor, then you give them their 60-day notice.
Thank you.
Call for the question.
Madam Clerk,
This is on the amended resolution. Commissioner Isom,
Yes.
Commissioner Henderson. No. Commissioner Singleton,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Seats,
Yes.
Commissioner Harrelson,
Yes.
Commissioner Adams,
Due to conflict of interest, I recuse myself.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Mayor Muhammad.
yes.
Next item, CDBG reprogramming of funds for funding years 2014 through 2017 and associated annual action plan amendments. I think we know what they are. I'm going to get to the recommendation that Mayor Muhammad and the Benton Harbor City Commission approve the proposed reprogramming budget for the CDBG funds for fiscal year 2014 through 2017 as presented.
Is there a motion for the approval? Motion made by Commissioner Henderson, supported by Commissioner Adams. Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Adams, Commissioner Henry, Commissioner Singleton,
Yes.
Commissioner Isom,
Yes.
Commissioner Henderson. Yes. Commissioner Harrelson.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Seats,
Yes.
Mayor Muhammad.
Yes.
Next item is CDBG fiscal year 2018 annual action plan. Recommendation that Mayor Muhammad and the Benton Harbor City Commission approve the proposed budget for the program year 2018 CDBG funds.
Is there a motion for the approval? Motion made by Commissioner Henderson, supported by Commissioner Isom. Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Singleton,
Yes.
Commissioner Adams,
Oh, why not?
Commissioner Adams,
Yes.
Commissioner Isom,
Yes.
Commissioner Henderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Harrelson,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Stevens,
Yep.
Commissioner Henry is on the last item.
Not if she leaves the room.
What did you just say? Prove it.
You can't, if you leave the
The council
room,
rules.
Prove it.
you cannot
Mayor,
take it.
Mayor,
Prove
Yes.
it.
motion carries.
Madam,
The viability.
Mayor,
It's a violation of the Open Meetings
I would
Act.
like to put a appeal in.
It's a violation of the Open Meetings Act for a council person to leave the room outside of the debate. We don't know what you did, who you talked to, where you went afterward. You didn't ask
I would like
permission
to
to be
appeal.
dismissed, which you are too. You walked out the room during voting, came back in. That's a violation of the Open Meetings Act for you to vote. You cannot, it's no appeal. You're violating the Open Meetings Act if you vote.
You prove that to me, Chair.
Check, you solicited the MML to come down, you
No,
should know
no,
that.
you prove that to me,
It's
because
in the-
you bringing that rule to me.
It's in the
Let's
Open
have a
Meetings
vote on
Act.
it, don't it,
It's
if
not,
I'm
it's
out of
in the
order.
Open Meetings Act.
Then prove it to me, Mayor.
Pull the act.
And then on top of that,
I
this
make,
body can make that decision and you can't.
This body cannot overrule the Open Meetings Act.
Then prove it, Mayor.
Some damn people.
It's in the law.
Prove it, Mayor.
I make a
You
motion.
got the lawyer here, prove it, Mayor.
Support.
Support.
It's no motion. It's out of order.
Prove it, Mayor. The lawyer's sitting right
This,
here.
I'm telling you,
Point of order. Point of order.
the motion carries, Madam Clerk.
It carries.
This brings us to staff comments.
No comment tonight, Your Honorable Mayor, thank you.
Ms. Story. City
you.
Assessor.
Thank you. I just want to mention we have July Board of Review tomorrow. July Board of Review is for clerical errors and or principal residence exemption issues. Or disabled veterans can apply for an exemption as well at the July Board of Review. It is not for appealing valuations. So the public need not be present. If they feel they have something that needs to be presented to the Board of Review, they can give me a call and I would present on their behalf, although it is an open meeting, but they won't be given the time to present a case for evaluation appeal.
And what time does that meeting start?
5:30.
Commission chambers?
Commission chambers.
Yes, right here.
Director of Public Safety.
After 3.5 hours, I'm freezing, I'm tired and hungry. I'll put it in the report for tomorrow. I will let you know though, we have warrants outstanding for everyone involved in the incidents on July 1st. I know if we picked them up yet, we started to try and get them today, so all warrants are authorized. Everything else will be in the report tomorrow.
Thank you. Mr. Attorney.
Thank you, Your Honor. I've already sent out a notice to the mayor and the city manager that I will be on vacation starting August 1st, not returning back until August the 12th. So that means I'll be missing the city commission meeting. I think it's scheduled for the 6th. My partner, unfortunately, Rick Rock, is also scheduled to be out of the office on that Monday, Your Honor. So at this point in time, you will not have city attorney representation.
Have a great trip in Havana, and I'll see you when you get back.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Director Sills.
Oh, thank you, Honorable Mayor. Just real briefly, we will be having our first bid openings for the home rehab loans. So you should be getting an invitation. That bid opening will be in August. So look for your, an email invitation.
Thank you. Madam Clerk.
Yes, I provided sample ballots for the upcoming election for everyone to take to study.
Thank you. I'd like to start with Commissioner Singleton. No, pardon me. The 10th Commissioner,
I have
the
no
city
comment.
manager.
No comment this evening, thank you.
Commissioner Singleton.
Most of our citizens left, but we're still here, glad to see you. You know, it's a tough, tough job, especially for what it pays, And, but we signed up to do it, and I'm committed, to doing it, with the challenges. So, we just gotta keep on, and hope we don't have these, long midnight meetings again next time somebody brings some donuts. We still got a lot of work to do, and I hope we can somehow come together and get these problems ironed out. We got all kind of possibilities. Again, I'm still advocating for getting the roads safe. And, I guess with the trash, that's the next big issue. That was another, where all the phone calls, kind of base priorities on the phone calls you get, and so that is definitely, folks still tearing up their cars and stuff. So hopefully we can find some type of way to make that happen. And I know it's going to be some time before we could start utilizing the income tax that we went out and campaigned for the support, and no results yet. But it's patience, I guess. So you just gotta keep grinding, I guess. So I'll cut it short now.
Commissioner Isom.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Thank you, everybody, for coming out, staying. This trash thing, hope we got it resolved. Hope they can work diligently on correcting themselves and, do what they have to do. Business is business, but everybody deserves a change, so hope they can prove themselves, Thank you for all the presentations. Jerry, I went down there and shot some ball, he's down there. Yep. I still got a jump shot, I don't hurt my ankle, but it needs a little repair down there. So I hope we can get that done. I do want to play some more. I'm going to come back. And this trash thing is just big. It's, you never think trash can be so big, And people grabbing you, as soon as you see, they see you, But I have hope that this is going to work. That we can resolve this by staying this late and working. I gotta get up at 4. But it's going to be all right. God bless you. God bless me all. Thank you.
Commissioner Adams.
Thank you, Mayor. I want to thank the residents, those that are left, for taking time out of your busy schedule coming out to see me. It's very sad and unfortunate that we entered into a partnership with Southwestern Michigan Leadership Council, and we don't get if from Biff in the form of a update. Well, I did this, or we're doing that, or we're connecting here, or we're gonna connect there. It concerns me about our brownfield, and when a lot of agreements that have been with the developers have been repaid, that our brownfield authority has the ability to not capture again for 5 years. And when they do that, they're holding dollarized dollars. And that has happened. And there's some agreements now that are coming to an end. And those dollars are some of the dollars that I just heard Mr. Little mention this evening. And I pleaded at a meeting to ask Ms. Hull not to, Chairperson Hull of the Brownfield Authority, not to allow that time, because we're in state of emergency now and we need to start capturing our dollars. And that's still the case. So I think, some form of communication between leadership and that authority would be wonderful, which is why it was important that I thought that it would be nice to have someone from here on that board to come back and inform. But I think that we need to get together and do updates anyway. I mean, how else can we come together and get along better with one another and show more respect for one another and agree to disagree? I mean, because it's what we wanna do anyway. And just the very thought of trash just makes me think about how China has rejected America's garbage and is just sitting out in loads and loads of stuff in the ocean, in the sea. And the earth is more water mass than it is land, so figure out the rest. Because if it went into a whirlwind, yeah, it would be a big mess. And then when I think about trash, it reminds me of the meeting between the two leaders today, or was it yesterday? Thank you.
Commissioner Harrelson.
Thank you, Your Honorable Mayor. I'd like to thank the citizens for coming out, seeing your government in action. Before you leave, Chief, I just want, through the chair, I want to know, when is the fireworks gonna stop?
When they run out of money.
Boy, it's terrible. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Harrelson. Commissioner Henry.
Well, I just want to thank the citizens that stayed here to hear this, all of this that happened. Seems like we have rules, some rules we decide to break, and we break them, and we don't care.
It's okay.
We're here after a certain hour. There's rules for that. There's a rule for everything. But we break it when we choose to break it. And we create rules when we choose to make them. And I'm calling you on them the very next. I'm going to ask the clerk to make me a copy of this tape. And I'm calling you on it. There's rules that we have to follow. And you cannot just break them because you're the chair. Thank you. And everyone is here. Thank you.
Commissioner Henderson.
Thank you, Mayor. Just briefly, the lady that came in tonight to talk about the National Night Out, it was funny because it's actually a part of, the city of Benton Harbor is a part of that. I actually reserved the park for that and created the flyer for that. So please come out on the 7th of August to celebrate with us. Also, the chief sits on that committee that we show up to every month at the end of the month, the third Thursday, that she kind of failed to mention. And we also donate candy and ice to participate in that. And I'll be face painting, and the chief will be making snow cones along with the sports like we always do. So we'll be out there on August the 7th, which is the first Thursday in August every year, the National Night Out, that is sponsored by the city and the township and the organization that she mentioned.
And what is the location?
It is the Dwight P. Mitchell Park right there across the street from City Hall. So that's what we'll do in Benton Harbor.
Mayor Hotel.
I want to thank everybody for coming out, and I want to thank the attorney. I know he's going to bring us back some souvenirs from the vacation because he made a whole lot of money today.
Yeah.
I'm just joking. That's just a joke. All right, so appreciate everybody, the attorney, the assessor, the finance director, the city manager, clerk, and I want to know what's in that bottle. The community economic development director, I don't know what's in there, but
Not what I want.
good.
Point of order. Order.
But thank everybody for coming out tonight. I do think we're making progress. It's not regress. I would also suggest to this commission that if we're gonna have a lengthy meeting like this, maybe it'd be best to have 2 meetings. It came from 'Cause I mean, it's almost 11 o'clock at night and some people still talking. And it's like they're gonna be up all night. So, I think we're moving forward. I hope with this trash thing that we can put an RFP out real fast. Because I don't wanna be stuck with the trash. We already got a problem with raccoons, skunks, possums that go through your yards and tear up the trash, and you know, they're messing with their wildlife. So I would just ask the staff to hurry up and put an RFP out for that. Because if you think illegal dumping is bad now, try not picking up that trash for 2 weeks and see what happens. We're gonna have a world of hurt on city residents. Thank you, Honorable Mayor, for your leadership. Thank you, Commissioner, for everything that you do to make the city a better place. And Commissioner Isom, anytime you want to pull that jump out, just please give the mayor a call.
I'd like to thank the residents for coming out. I am happy to see, hopefully approved by HUD, because all of the recommendations or part of the proposal has to be approved by Housing and Urban Development. So hopefully they will see the merit of our proposal. I can see the headline tomorrow.
Yes, mirrored.
Another man's trash is another man's treasure. So, you know, I would like to be optimistic, but I do agree with Commissioner Henderson. In looking at it realistically, they've had a significant amount of time. But, you know, hopefully in this Hail Mary effort, we never make agreements with the incentive or the intention to sever or terminate. However, when you're using the taxpayer dollars and residents' money, then we're responsible for providing them with the best service. So the jury is out, and in 30 days I look forward to the report by the city manager. I will be working closely with him for potential contingency plans in the event that, as Judge Wiley so stated, if Benton Harbor goes belly up, then they have to get the money back anyway. So I want for us, and I'm closing, as we disagree, as we discuss and debate and dialogue, I think that was a mouthful. There are people waiting for us to fail and go belly up. So in all of our disagreement and all of our pursuits, agendas, let's keep in mind that the city of Benton Harbor is, the scramble is still on. And we're charged now with governing. You know, people can go campaign in prose or in poetry, but have to govern in prose. So, you know, anybody say, vote for me. But when it's time to make the tough decisions, who will be able to make them? So, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Commissioner Henderson?
Yes.
Commissioner Harrelson?
Yes.
Commissioner Isom?
Yes.
Commissioner Henry?
No. Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Stevens?
Yes.
Commissioner Singleton?
Yes.
Mayor Moore?
Yes.
I'm shooting both of y'all out.
Hey!
There you go.
Thank
I'm
you,
shooting
sir.
all of y'all out.
You better watch out, I can play
That was
too.
some good information.
I probably can play better than I'm still playing.
Oh, yeah, tomorrow.
Mayor from Keita tomorrow. I was gonna be coming.
I got my husband on the way to work.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, I gotta.
Mayor take
I
on
can't,
you in the
they sent me too late, I can't do anything
There's
after.
no way I was not gonna support it.
You ain't agreeing to that?
This is a matter of national.
Yes, yes. So you're gonna be at the board review tomorrow?
Soon as they spend